Water is Utah's #1 natural resource. As the second fastest growing and second driest state in the nation, people in Utah are looking for ways to preserve water.
I have to help our community move away from its current water use patterns into more sustainable patterns so we can protect our water supply now through this water shortage, drought situation, but even beyond that, into the future for generations.
We wanted to get some sort of information regarding the water that was being put on and whether it was enough or not enough. Never had any idea.
We took a look at our water issues, and we're first to know that water runs all over the sidewalks.
I think they're going to have to make a lot harder decisions in the future than we do now about planning for water and resources.
Utahns stand tall on the shoulders of pioneer ingenuity. A majority of the irrigation canals in Utah are the same canals that pioneers built. As Utah's population grows and demands for water increase, Extension is looking for ways to solve potential water challenges. There is no one solution to solve water sustainability issues. It takes many people collaborating and cooperating to achieve success. Like pioneers before us, USU Extension is working to turn water challenges into water sustainability. Researchers at Utah State University look at tree ring growth to get data that will help predict what precipitation outcomes could be like in Utah's future. Scientists can go back 500 years or more to see what precipitation levels were like for extended periods of time.
The reason behind that is that by looking at what we know, we can get some ideas of what kind of variability we can expect in the climate system. Here in Utah, we deal with drought. That is fortunately something that we can plan for. Tree ring research will help in that regard by how much stored water would we need to be able to get through something like that. If we can't store that amount of water, then what can we do to manage our use so that what we do have will make it through a dry period? We merely want to provide as much information to the people who are making these decisions so that then they can make an informed decision.
Utah irrigates 1.1 million acres of farmland. That is only 2% of the land, but 78% of Utah's water is diverted to irrigation for farming. USU Extension derives research from questions farmers have about producing the most yield with the limited water resources we have.
One of the first growers conferences I attended was a seed oil conference, and during the conference some questions came up about irrigation of safflower. With that question I was able to conduct some research the last few years to find out about how much water safflower needs to have a high yield, and we've been able to consistently get high yields of around 4,000 pounds per acre, which compares to maybe around 1,000 pounds per acre on the dry lands.
USU Extension's objective is to help farmers use the water more effectively.
We do that through irrigation scheduling and irrigation system improvement and good management practices with their irrigation system. As Utah grows, we need to get more efficient with our agricultural water use.
Water management analysis and planning software has been developed through USU Extension to help people assess and change water use with their existing landscapes.
So it's the obvious first step to take. Be as efficient with the landscapes that we already have. And it's a tool that can be used by municipalities to analyze the water use throughout their service area. Municipalities can identify through use of water maps locations where there may be capacity to conserve, and then they can interact with people to try to convince them to be involved in water conservation programs. Utah has the chance to be out ahead of other Western states with what we have going on in Extension. There are no programs like what we have going on here, and other states who have become aware of our programs are looking at what we're doing with great interest.
This is the Big Tooth Canyon maple. It is resistant to drought and low temperatures. The Big Tooth is native to Utah, but is not used often in our landscapes. USU Extension is working to find superior selections of the tree and then educate municipalities and contractors to develop water-sustainable landscapes through the Qualified Water Efficient Landscaper certification.
Once these individuals are certified, Those that are working for agencies are better able to use their resources. A big part of water conservation is simply educating people. And once they know what they can do to save water, most people are anxious and willing and able to do it.
Utahns per capita use about 290 gallons of water per day. 70 to 75% of that water is used for landscape irrigation. Kelly Cope researches how to improve landscape water use and then works with the public to implement the research.
And we've been able to show that with the use of some climate-based irrigation controllers, people managing landscapes can save as much as 40% of the irrigation water they might typically apply. I have a direct line to the public and to water users in the state to share the research-based information that we're generating here at USU. They are getting immediate information, immediate feedback, and not just immediate, but the best research-based, objective information that's out there. There is literally nothing like the extension model for taking the research-based information generated and getting that out to the citizenry.
One way to get information out to citizens is through the Water Check program.
Firstly, we turn on each sprinkler zone and we look for problems, broken heads, tilted and sunken heads, and we note all of them. The second step is that we conduct what's called a catch cup test. And using these cups, we can determine how much water's being applied to the landscape. With the catch cup test data, we create a customized watering schedule for the homeowner. We tell them how many days a week they should water and most importantly, how many minutes to run sprinkler zones. A lot of people don't know that, they just guess. If we can educate people, we can maybe change behavior, and then changing behavior saves water.
Education is fundamental to keep our best water interests in mind. USU Extension works with schools across the state to build a better water future for Utah.
Some of my most impactful work is with kids. A lot of it is honestly just giving kids a chance to experience a river, experience the outdoors, sort of noodle around a little bit, spend some time poking around, looking at bugs, and because often they don't do that anymore. I think what we're doing is opening up children's eyes. Right now there's so much technology and so many reasons to be distracted in other ways, but we still have this beautiful, beautiful world, and the science and understanding that helps us really delve into it. And I think that we will see that this makes a difference over time.
When I see kids in the future, they always thank me for that water testing day, and it's what they remember, and it was really fun. And so science can be fun, and a lot of kids, as they sign my yearbook and stuff, they're like, you know, your class was really fun. And if they can kind of tie science with fun, my hope is they'll pursue it at a deeper level.
It is through the collaboration with USU that we are able to not only implement our programs, but develop programs that are meaningful and effective and address our real issues, our goals, and our community.
A resident found out about the water check program, and so we jumped on it. We thought anything that we could learn about using our water for our landscaping, we have 11 acres, more efficiently would be a boon to us and the bottom line, what we're paying for water.
And all that knowledge that comes from USU, I think, it makes people far more aware of what they need to do.
The model that USU Extension provides is not only valuable to the state of Utah, but the rest of the nation. With unbiased research, community outreach, and quick access to new findings, USU Extension continues to help build a sustainable water future in Utah.